I've highlighted other articles and videos that use keywords from our past content. These are short, simple, and easy to understand even without much context. I hope this helps expand your English expression.
Review and different perspective. Reading practice. For speaking. Read silently or aloud, as if you were telling it to someone else. Audio will be without repetition, with a brief pause between each chunk or sentence. Looks just as good.
A coat closet. That looks just as good on the inside as it does on the outside. An attractive cutlery stand. That looks just as good inside a drawer as out in the open on a shelf or kitchen worktop. When it's time to set the table, just grab it by the handle and bring it with you.
It's going to make.
It's going to make a difference. And it's going to last, not just for 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Not just for a week, a month, or a year. Commit to taking the actions. That will change your life forever. It's going to make you better. Ask yourself, what am I doing to better myself? If you keep feeling sorry for yourself, or saying negative things to yourself. How do you expect to rise up out of the situation? It's going to make me happier. Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, I've been going through this. Since I was 11 years old. I'm sick of this shit. I mean, excuse my language, but I really am, and I'm backed up.
Without changing.
You can change without growing. But you can't grow without changing. Your partner's anger issues don't have to be yours. You can separate from your partner's anger. Without changing your partner.
Only to have it.
Ever given up on a dream? Only to have it come knocking 23 years later? That's what happened to me, and my guitar. I gave up the guitar 23 years ago. Because I felt I just didn't have a gift. Nothing is more frustrating than spending time carefully repairing something only to have it fall apart. Or not fit comfortably. Or have something else go wrong. After a few wears or washes.
Taking up space.
Are you looking to sell your old car? We'll buy it today. Monrovia is the leading used car buyer in the Monrovia, California area. We'll pay you top dollar for your used or junk car. Regardless of the condition. Whether your used car is still running. Or it's an old junk car, taking up space in the driveway. We'll buy it. The best part is, when you sell us your car, we can provide you with free car removal services. Get your free no-obligation quote today. To see how much you can make on your used car sale. Call one of our friendly representatives at to get your quote today.
Go unnoticed. Anxiety has common signs, like sweating and worrying, but also hidden symptoms. Don't ignore unusual changes in yourself. Pay attention to your mental health.
Brainy Dose presents 12 Signs of Anxiety That Often Go Unnoticed. When you think of anxiety, usually only the obvious symptoms like sweating, shaking, and worrying come to mind. And while these are very real, common effects of anxiety that many people deal with daily, there are less common symptoms that you may not be aware of. That's why it's important to listen to your body. Paying attention to how you feel, what you do, and how you interact with others is a good indicator of your mental health. If you've been feeling a bit off lately and just can't seem to put your finger on what it is, anxiety could be the cause. So, here are 12 signs of anxiety that often go unnoticed. Number 1. Jaw pain. If you tend to wake up to jaw pain or a toothache with no real cause in sight, it could be anxiety. Anxiety can cause you to grind your teeth or clench your jaw, both at night and during the day, and you might not even realize that you're doing it. This is called bruxism, and it could lead to morning headaches, toothaches, and a sore jaw. Number 2. Scattered thinking. If you frequently feel scatterbrained or distracted, it might be because anxious thoughts are consuming you, making it impossible to be in the present. Following along with a conversation or storing any new information can feel like a struggle. So if you find yourself feeling disengaged or drifting from the conversation, check in with yourself. Are you too busy worrying and focusing on other things instead of what's going on around you? If the answer is yes, you could be suffering from anxiety. Number 3. Cold feet. You may hear the phrase getting cold feet when someone feels anxious or uncertain about a new venture, like starting a relationship or a new job. There are many medical reasons why cold feet and cold hands can happen, but anxiety is often a hidden cause. As you may already know, the body reacts to stress by going into fight or flight mode, and as blood rushes to the central organs, it tends to leave your hands and feet cold. Number 4. Irritability. When you are anxious, your body and brain can also leave you feeling on edge, and you easily become irritable. Little things can frustrate you. People may annoy you, and minor inconveniences become major upsets. Unexplained irritability like this is usually the result of anxiety. Number 6. Overspending. There are many reasons you may end up spending more than you'd like when shopping. Anxiety being one of them, since it affects the brain's ability to make calm, calculated decisions. You may have a hard time saying no, even if you know you should, and end up buying things you don't really need. Now, treating yourself here and there doesn't mean you have anxiety, but excessive shopping, accompanied by stress and other symptoms, may be something to consider. Number 7. Hoarding. Anxiety can show up as having a scarcity mentality, causing you to believe that you will never have enough stuff in your life, and this can lead to hoarding behaviors. Stocking up for future disasters isn't a bad thing all on its own, but having a basement full of food you'll never be able to eat, or years worth of toilet paper is definitely not healthy. You may also have a hard time throwing things away, or you hold on to stuff just in case. That said, not every person with anxiety feels the need to hoard, but most hoarders do suffer from anxiety. Number 8. Impulsivity. Impulsivity isn't limited to shopping. It can make you want to overhaul your entire life on a whim. For instance, you may suddenly decide to quit your job, move to another country, or end a significant relationship. There's nothing wrong with wanting a change of scenery or a new job, as long as a lot of thought and planning goes behind these decisions first. Failing to do so could mean you're dealing with anxiety. Number 9. Crying easily. Crying is often associated with sadness and depression, but anxiety can also lead to crying, not because you're sad, but rather because you feel overwhelmed. It can happen anytime, when something even slightly stressful happens, or just during a normal part of your day. If you're so overwhelmed that you find yourself crying easily, it's a definite sign that you should reach out for help. There's no reason you should have to feel so bad all the time or let it take over your life. Number 10. Indecisiveness. When it comes to decision making, people with anxiety have a tendency to make them too quickly, or they have trouble making them at all. It takes cognitive energy to make decisions, and anxiety saps this energy by using it up on worrying and overthinking, making it much more difficult to make decisions, big or small. Something as simple as deciding what you want for lunch can be a struggle. Never mind major decisions like figuring out what job offer to accept, which is already stressful enough to begin with. Number 11. Disorganization. Experiencing disorganization is similar to indecision, though it's a much lesser known symptom. Anxiety makes it hard for your brain to deal with planning and organization. Putting tasks in order becomes a much bigger struggle than it should be. This results in a state of general disorganization, which can significantly impact many different parts of your life. You may end up missing meetings, running late for work, having a messy living space, or even forgetting to pay bills. Number 12. Sleep problems. Anxiety and sleeping problems tend to go hand in hand, though many people don't make the connection. Feeling tense and having worrying thoughts can make it really challenging to get enough shut-eye. So if you find that you're struggling to turn your brain off when it's time to lay down, or you keep waking up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep, anxiety could be the cause. While these signs may not spring to mind when picturing anxiety, they are all symptoms of it, and many people experience them. If one or more of these sound familiar, you shouldn't hesitate to ask questions, get information, or reach out for help. These symptoms can be managed and helped. So if you think you could be suffering from anxiety, talk to a professional to see how you can go about it. To learn more about this topic, check out a video we made about things that trigger anxiety. You can find the link in the description below. What do you think? Were you surprised by these symptoms of anxiety that often go unnoticed? Have you experienced any of them? Let us know in the comments section. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.
Thanks for watching. I hope this helps your learning English.